Sup guys, Leon Mooky here, and I'm back with another part of What If Izuku Had Rean Schwarzer's Powers. This is part 7. In the last part, Izuku and everyone else in Class 1A chose class rep, being, Emma and Machias. Machias being the vice rep, and Emma being the class rep. Soon, they are also heading to the U.S.J. to properly learn how to do rescue training as heroes. Soon, this is when the League of Villains appeared, with Izuku escaping Kurogiri's warp gate ability and striking him down, saving a couple of his classmates in the process, allowing Ida to escape, with Izuku and Laura heading down to support Aizawa. So with all that said, let's get into this, shall we guys? As Izuku and Laura head down to the far entrance of the U.S.J. to help out Aizawa. Aizawa was already taking down a couple of villains all by himself with no problems whatsoever. However, even with that, he would soon head straight for Shigaraki, saying time to take down the final boss. As he tries to punch Shigaraki, his punch was soon blocked by the Nomu, and saying, "So you think that I'm the final boss? No. It's fact, he is the final boss." After saying that, the Nomu grabs Aizawa's arm, with Aizawa about to decay Aizawa's elbow, but in a nick of time, Izuku shoots out a crimson slash straight at the two villains, as the Nomu lets go from being burned from the attack. Shigaraki saying, "Who dares get in my way?" As soon Laura screams out, "Azure Cleaver!" with a huge blue shockwave of energies sent flying at the Nomu and Shigaraki, with the Nomu protecting Shigaraki from the attack, as Aizawa in an angry tone saying, "What the heck are you two doing here? You're supposed to get out of here." As, "Yeah, about that, Mr. Aizawa. Half of the classroom has been sent across the U.S.J. And the worst part is, there are villains all over the U.S.J. at that." After hearing this, saying, "Gotta be kidding me." With Laura saying, "That's why we come to support you. If we can take care of the villains here, we'll be able to spread out and help out our classmates who are facing its other villains. But I believe that some of them won't have any problems whatsoever." As I was saying, they're all training to become heroes. Not only that, if I know Kachan, he's going to make sure to beat the hell out of many villains before coming out here to help us out. That's just the kind of person he is. He needs to prove himself to many others. As Aizawa was saying this, you know Bakugo pretty well, with Izuku saying, "He's my best friend after all. Of course I know him pretty well." After the conversation, they soon noticed that the Nomu was rushing at them, as Laura activated her quirk, Radiance, as energy began flowing all over her body. Soon the Nomu was about to strike, with her blocking the Nomu's attack with her massive longsword, but was soon sent back, but still standing after that punch, with her saying, "Such amazing strength. If anything, it could rival All Might's power." However, Izuku was already behind the Nomu, and then screams out, "Crescent Slash!" as he sheaths his sword, and then soon cuts the Nomu in half, as Shigaraki saying, "What? How the hell did the Nomu supposed to survive an attack like that? It's supposed to have shock nullification." Aizawa, that was pretty close to Izuku and the Nomu, saying, "Midoriya, what have you done?" As saying, "He's not dead. I can still sense life coming from him." Saying, "What?" With soon, the Nomu's body begins regenerating its legs, as Izuku saying, "Just as I thought. It had super strength, and not only that, a regeneration quirk. Not only that, I heard the guy with the hands on his face, all over his body, saying that he also has shock absorption, That means he's able to absorb attacks that revolve around physical blows, possibly even energy-based attacks too. So we need to focus on attacks that wouldn't have to deal physical blows, or possibly attacks that can cut through him instead. As I was saying, you're pretty adept, Midoriya. As a practitioner of the 8 Leaves 1 Blade style, you have to gather all the information that you can and figure out on the best way to take on your opponents and take them down. That's just how it is. After saying this, the Nomu begins standing up as Aizawa grabs Izuku with his binding scarf and brings him over to him as the two of them run closer and closer to the entrance stairs. And is saying, it looks like your swords are the only thing that can actually bring down that Nomu. But with that regeneration quirk, what's the chances of you guys bringing it down for good? And as Izuku's saying, possibly only a 45% chance that we're of success. The other chances, we're mostly screwed, and we're going to be honest. And after hearing this, as I was saying, great. With that, the Nomu rushes back at Izuku and Aizawa. Soon Laura shows up again as she's in the air and screams out, "Lion's Rush!" with a huge shot, with bringing the Nomu down, creating a small crater and nearing them. With Shigaraki saying, "You gotta be kidding me. How many of you are going to get in the way of my Nomu?" After this, Izuku's saying, I'm surprised that there's not really many villains left here, as he realized that both Machias and Usis are taking care of many of the villains, while 13 is trying her best to protect them from Kurogiri. Soon, Machias shows up right beside them, saying, "You guys just focus on taking care of that thing. We'll focus on these small-time villains." With soon Usis showing up as blades of light soon come down. With Usis saying, "Just don't take all the glory, okay?" That's a joke. Just stay alive. That's all I'm asking. And rushing back to take care of a couple other villains with his rapier. As Izuku is surprised seeing his two classmates and is thankful for their help. As he's saying, "I guess I got no choice but to end this. I'll strike him down faster than than that healing quirk of his can react to." As soon Izuku sheaths his sword, as he's saying, "Mr. Aizawa, can you use your quirk on that thing for the time being, or at least on the guy in the hands as well?" Saying, "What are you trying to do, Midoriya? I just need time to think." As soon he asks, "Laura, can you stall them? Can you stall the big guy for the time being as well?" Saying, "Sure, Midoriya. Just leave it to me." Saying, "Thank you all." Soon he closes his eyes once more and takes a deep breath. As soon he feels like he's in an empty void. There's nothing around him. As Laura keeps on holding her own against the Nomu, with Aizawa using his erase quirk on the Nomu, hoping to at least erase that shock absorption quirk, or possibly super strength as well. He's even hoping that possibly even the regeneration quirk too. As soon Izuku speaks, "My blade, calm as steel." Soon he unsheaths it as it began being engulfed in fire, as he brings it up to his face and then rushes to the Nomu as he screams out, "Laura, move now!" As she soon does that. Soon Izuku cuts the Nomu behind, then moves to the other side and to the other, and then he soon steps in front of it, cutting upwards, sideways, diagonal, and and up and diagonal again, was soon stepping behind it, then soon adjusting his sword, and then unsheathing it, and then screams out, "Termination slash dawn!" As the Nomu was soon shredded, with flames bursting from its body as well. As Shigaraki, as Kurogiri sees that Shigaraki is close to the Nomu, who has begun burning, with Kurogiri soon stop fighting against 13, and then heads straight to Shigaraki, and warp gates him far from the Nomu, with Shigaraki saying, "What's happening? Why? Why is the Nomu burning?" As soon, Izuku saying, "I use the term, I burn my flames pretty hot. It may not be my blue flames, but moving at that speeds before the body can register the flames and the cuts, it only makes sense that it would be soon engulfed in flames and then cut, and then his body being shredded to pieces." As soon, the Nomu falls to the ground, with Shigaraki saying, "Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it. How dare you do that to my Nomu?" As he's saying, "All that's left is you. Tell me, what was your plan all along?" Saying that Nomu was supposed to come and kill All Might. That was our mission. As he's saying, it was supposed to kill All Might? That makes no sense. Wait, they wouldn't have staked this on just one last-ditch effort if they weren't going to. As soon, Izuku screams out to the villain, "Well, it looks like your anti-symbol of peace is done for. Now it's all that's left is to take your cohorts that are scattered all over the U.S.J. As soon, Izuku's smile begins to fade, with Laura saying, "Now it's time for you all to answer for your crimes and misdeeds." As soon she was about to rush at Shigaraki and Kurogiri, before the Nomu stands up again, and then was about to punch Laura without her noticing, before Izuku rushed to her side and took the full extent of the punch straight to his chest, sending him flying in the process. As soon it broke the skin of his chest, as blood begins to spill out of his hero costume, with Laura saying, "Izuku, no!" With Aizawa saying, "Damn it, I didn't know Midoriya. When did that thing?" As the Nomu's skin begins to regenerate once more, it stands back up. As Laura's saying, "You'll pay for that. I swear you'll pay!" With Aizawa rushing towards Izuku, alongside Usus as well, saying, "Midoriya, no!" Usus soon noticed what happened, saying, "Damn it, Izuku. You bastards are gonna pay for what you've done." As Izuku is having a hard time breathing, as all he can feel is blood on his chest, as he's feeling like is he going to die. Why now? As soon he hears something saying, "I guess it's my turn to help you then." As saying, "No." Soon his vision begins to blur, and all that's left is darkness. As Aizawa and Usus run to Izuku, they soon see flames erupting from Izuku's body, as it's not his regular flames, but it's actually black flames instead. As they're surprised, Usus saying, "Midoriya? Midoriya, what's going on?" As he begins standing up, as he stands, his green hair begins turning into white, as his eyes begin turning from a crisp green to nothing but pure scarlet red. As soon he clutches his Itachi, as he has his left hand on his chest, as he screams that of a blood-curdling scream of rage. As Aizawa is saying, "Midoriya, Midoriya, calm down! As he's nothing but rage. Nothing but rage from Izuku. As he rushes towards the Nomu, as Laura was still fighting against it, but soon was about to reach her limit. Before the Nomu was about to punch her, then Izuku cuts the Nomu's arm off with his black flames. As Shigaraki saying, ugh, like that's going to work. With his regeneration, soon Izuku cuts the Nomu's head off like it was nothing. But as then Shigaraki saying, what? But how? But then Izuku didn't stop there. He kept on slicing at the Nomu constantly as his black flames charted with each and every slash at the Nomu. As soon Shigaraki saying, how? How? Why? Why the hell is he not? How the Nomu should be regenerating after that? Even with its head cut off, it should. It's Tomura Shigaraki. I believe we must. Soon, All Might shows up with him saying, never fear, students, because I am here. As also right behind him, being Sarah as well, saying, well then, didn't expect this to happen stuff like this happen so soon. These kids aren't even, I hope these kids are ready to actually fight against actual villains. As she tries lighting up the situation before having a pistol in her hands alongside a sword, alongside a purple sword in her right, as saying, I'll take care of the remaining villains. All Might, hope you can help out some of the students in the center, as they look and see Izuku with his white hair and black flames all over his body. As they say, Midoriya? As All Might saying, young Midoriya, what's happened here? As soon, Izuku just screams out in rage. As soon he looks at Shigaraki and Kurogiri, as he rushes at them at full speed. Just when he was about to strike at Shigaraki, Kurogiri creates a warp gate, as sending him right in front of Izuku, sending him to another place within the U.S.J, being the center, saying, Tomura Shigaraki, we must leave now. All Might is here. We don't have the Nomu any longer. Saying, guess so. Guess it truly is. Before he could say it, Izuku was already behind Shigaraki. As he was about to cut him, he does in the back, on his back, as Kurogiri grabs him at last minute before blood begins spewing out of Shigaraki's back, saying, how did he make it so fast? Does he have a super speed quirk? Does he have 2 quirks? How is this possible? As soon, the 2 villains escape from the U.S.J. As soon, Izuku's rage was not quelled, as he's completely and utterly unable to come to his senses. As Laura tries her best, Izuku, please, calm yourself, calm down. As he's unable to see friend from foe, as he rushes at Laura at full speed, as Laura was unable to catch Izuku because he was moving too fast for her to even read. All Might soon steps in and grabs Izuku's arm before he can bring down his sword, saying, young Midoriya, please, calm yourself. If you don't, you'll... As soon his flames begin to burn even All Might, saying, what the... How is he? And then he sheaths his sword and screams out, Crimson Slash, as All Might grabs Laura before he unsheaths his sword. It's a black shockwave slash was sent flying. As soon, it creates a small explosion, as black flames still haven't been extinguished yet. Soon, Sarah comes up behind Izuku, as lightning begins sparkling all around her. As she tries to strike at Izuku blocks it without even turning around. saying, I didn't know Midoriya was this good. What the heck has happened to him? As he soon parries the attack and then basically knocks her back with the force of his left hand. As he begins walking, his flames begin to disperse around him as he begins wondering what's happening. But soon he looks at Aizawa, as soon Aizawa is saying, damn it, his flames are gone, but he's still this strong. How the hell is he? Soon, Izuku was already standing in front of Aizawa as he was about to stab him square in the chest before Usus comes up and parries his attack, sending him flying with the bottom end of the hilt. As soon, Usus saying, get a grip of yourself, Midoriya. Are you trying to hurt your allies that you're trying to save? As he soon screams in rage as he rushes towards Usus, but the two began clashing with their blades, with Usus trying to keep up with Izuku's speed, but his court fencing isn't enough. Soon he engulfs his sword coated in ice as the ice begins to reach Izuku's Itachi blade. As soon it begins reaching his arm, was saying, I hope that will keep you. Before he realized it, the black flames began to melt his ice like it was nothing, and then swings straight at Usus. But then Laura steps in to defend Usus, as the two swordsmen were actually at deadlock with each other, with Laura's trying to reach her classmate and friend, Izuku. As she says, Izuku, please, wake up. We're trying to help you, but you need to calm down. Please, calm yourself. As those words ring on deaf ears, as he soon screams in anger and they escape from the deadlock. Before his sword begins channeling more black flames, they began taking the form of a dragon, saying, Dragon Slash, as he soon brings it down to the ground, as a huge torrent of flames began to erupt from the sword. As Laura steps back before she was even burned, but realized that Izuku is not playing around. But then she thinks to herself, what if she just lets go? As soon Izuku rushes towards Laura again with his sword in hand, ready to strike. As she gets into a battle stance, for some reason, she drops her sword onto the ground. As everyone screams out, Arcade! Laura! What are you doing? As then, she soon grabs Izuku as he tries to squirm out of her. As soon black flames begin to emerge from Izuku, saying, it's okay, Izuku. You can stop. You can stop now. No one's going to get hurt anymore. You don't have to keep doing this. Please, come back to us. As he soon hearing this, he begins to calm down a little bit and says, Laura. As soon the flames began to calm down, and then his hair begins turning back to normal, even his eyes, before passing out. As Laura still holds on to Izuku, as they both basically land on the ground, with Sarah coming up to All Might saying, I did not know Midoriya had something like that. I thought his quirk was pyrokinesis. That's what it said on his form. As All Might saying, I believe so too. I think this may be another aspect of Midoriya's quirk he may not have told anyone about. Soon, everyone else, all the other teachers arrived as well and began taking care of all the other villains scattered all over the U.S.J, with Bakugo and Kirishima arriving as well, and even Ojiro and Emma arriving from the fire hazard zone back to the entrance, using her quirk to teleport there. As Odro saying, "Thanks, Milstein. I really appreciate it." Saying, "No worries." As she soon looks around and seeing everything that has happened, even looking at Izuku, as Laura is still holding on to him tightly, with her running to her friends, saying, "Are you two okay? What happened?" As Laura's saying, "Izuku, his quirk just went berserk. He went berserk. I don't know what happened. Besides, he stood in front of me and protected me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Izuku." As she keeps saying this over and over again. Then the police and ambulance finally shows up as they begin taking Izuku back to the UA's infirmary, where they're hoping to get healed. After hearing what from Laura, Eustace, and Machias, and even some of the people still at the entrance, like Mina, Ochako, and Aoyama, who saw somewhat what happened. They soon look at Bakugo as saying, "Why the hell are you all looking at me?" As soon, Eustace saying, "You're Midoriya's childhood friend. You should know about his quirk, right?" As Bakugo screams out, "I don't know a damn thing about this. He never told me about this at all. And if anything, I'm gonna kill him for not telling me." As soon, Ochako saying, "Bakugo, please, calm down. Look, if it's something he didn't tell you about, then it's probably something he wanted to keep secret from all of us, if anything." But after saying this, she actually began having worried and somewhat, fear in her voice. With soon, everyone began wondering about Izuku, as they began wanting to see how he was doing. After not only that, Shoto, who heard all this, began getting more and more curious about Izuku and about his apparent fire quirk. As then, Izuku wakes up in UA's infirmary as he has bandages all across his chest, as he begins feeling somewhat a little bit of pain, as Recovery Girl's saying, "You're lucky you're okay. It's saying, "Recovery Girl, what happened? What? Wait, no, I remember everything. It was," as she's saying, "It looks like you went on a rampage. Right after killing one of the villains, you began attacking everyone else, your classmates, and even your teachers. What reason behind that, Midoriya?" As saying, "Recovery Girl, Soon, the door began flinging open as he screamed out, "Oh no! You bastard! You're gonna tell me everything! You got it?" As Izuku saying, "Kachan, look, okay, let me explain." As soon as not just Bakugo, but also Laura, Emma, Ochako, Suyu, and even Momo was waiting outside alongside Ida and Machias too, as they were all curious about Izuku's rampage. And that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I would love to read them. And also, like and subscribe, which really helps out the channel a lot. Even check out my Discord if you guys have any what ifs, or you just want to ask questions about any of my what ifs as well. Hit me up there. Even check out my gaming channel, which I do play from time to time in case I just want to relax or have a little bit of fun. And that's it. Well, with all that said, this is Mooky, signing out. Later.
Hi everyone, this is White Fox. If you liked Leon's video, click the video on the left to see the most recent one. And if you want to see more of this, click the subscribe button and notification bell and check out his playlists. If you still haven't subscribed, do so in the center. With that said, I hope to see you again on my love's channel. Bye!